Hey friends, Wayne over here at the Ram Man Inc. Don't forget the ink. World famous and Mopar and Ford disc brakes and factory OEM systems and the original developer and designer of modern unit bearing locking hubs. So what do we have here? Getting ready to ship this out. Brian's out in Phoenix. Brian's got him a 2013 Jeep JKU. When is it? It's March the 2nd, 2022. So, here's a factory Temkin hub. If you'll notice, it doesn't have any splines in it anymore. And has two super heavy duty cage needle roller bearings. These are not from China. This is the new design. Most locking hub designs since 1948, Arthur Warren designed locking hubs, bucking around with the Jeeps after World War II. So most of them, the designs, they have the bearing in the back to support the shaft. Got the bearing in the back. See, that's the difference between locking hubs and free spin hubs. There's no splines on the inside of there. No splines on the inside of there, and no splines on the inside of there. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's why people don't understand. Just because you got a central axle disconnect, and just because some shit disconnects in your transfer case, or just because you're not supplying power to it, does not fucking mean that it is not turning. So, get with me here. Here's a factory shaft. It has splines on it. Everybody will agree that that is the design of all shafts in the last 20 years. That's it. So, this has splines, then the hub must have splines. This has splines, and this has splines. Are y'all with me that far? We're going back to about high school level, or a little younger. So, splines and splines on the inside of your hub. So, just because you think you got some button on the dash, or some lever here, or some little box that's disconnecting some axles up there next to your pumpkin, I need you to get with something. For the super challenged folks, really, really, adversity sets them back. So, on a modern full-wheel drive, if the hub is turning, then the stub shafts must turn. The stub shafts must turn, and the inner shafts must turn. Now, you may have you a disconnect, or you may have you a slipper front pumpkin, or some old bullshit like that. But get with me on all modern vehicles. If the front tires are rotating, that means the shaft is moving. Period. So, that's why you have to get rid of the shafts, splines, and the hub splines. So, now, we have a shaft. And this is the new style. It has that big old bearing in the front also. This big bearing in the front, same size as the back, not smaller, want you to see, stabilizes the shaft here and here. Stabilizes the shaft here and here. You don't see this in previous full-wheel live front axle setups. You don't see it. I'm the first one that ever did it. You see it? It's a big old fancy one that come in from overseas, like them Japanese or the Germans. There's the front one. This produces a cavity inside here It helps retain the grease. And then you have your little seal here that fits up snug. So, that's what gives you your power back. So now you've got a two-wheel drive vehicle. You bought you a four-wheel drive vehicle and you didn't think the wheels were turning, but they are. So if we're going to take out the splines and we're going to make it a free spin or free wheel hub, that means we've changed it to a true two-wheel drive. That means just the back axles are turning. So that means you free up some power, it stops faster, accelerates faster, and the top end is faster. That's just a fact. All the four major performance parameters go up when you're not hauling the load. So how do we get these things to lock in? So now we're in charge of our own destiny. We get to pick when our shit's turning or not the factory. That's what I like about hubs. I get to pick what I want, not some little gizmo. So you have to have something on the end. Something must tie A to B, and that's the locker. A to B. This is one of the smallest designs ever used, developed by Ford and Mazda in partnership in the late 80s and the early 90s on the Rangers and the Mazda pickups. That just snaps down right there. That is your switch. That is your on and off switch. That's what that is. Off, free spin, now you understand, free spin, and turn the key. Did you hear that? That's spring-loaded gear that slides down and engages the other gear. So now we have a gear-to-gear setup. We have gone from splines to gears. So, there you go. See how easy that is? Boy, that's a good fit. I sure do like a nice, smooth, tight fit. Oh, yeah. Check both our shafts. Checked our bearings. So, Brian out in Phoenix is going to love his stuff. There you go. Alrighty, my friends, here's your little grease fitting that I send along, that if you should desire, you can pull your ABS wire, use this little grease fitting, and you can grease these bearings. Sure can. You can grease that shit. That's the little secret nobody wants you to know. Sure can. So, get you some hubs for your Jeep. Get you some for your truck. Them beautiful hubs for the Dodge. That's with the new Warren heavy duty lockouts. Super badass. We're shipping these sumbitches out just as fast as we can send them. God bless you. God bless America. And happy trucking and jeeping.